Hari Om Namaskar to all of you. Hey Janardana. Today I am not at Hyderabad, you know where I am. To my previous video, Neeraja Kurudi has given a comment. Pradosha Kala, we should not do fighting, arguing or negative things. My grandparents used to tell me. And the reason, like Muni's first time I'm listening, Guruji, thank you so much for enlightening us. The accident scene, loss, only we are worried and it's coming to our heart. But Bhagavan, Prayogi, Adbhutam, Tandri, you are seeing flames and observing Aksharas and trying, pray for the Pitrus and doing all efforts to reach their soul to Pitru Loka. Amazing Tandri, when I am listening, my eyes shed tears for your Karuna mercy on them. Every day I am lighting Deepam and offer flowers to masters. My prayer is take care of our master, strengthen his holiness to perform prayers for Loka Kalyanartham. This girl is very emotional. I should not call her girl, she may be offended. To be all our girls, whether it is 80 years, whether it is 10 years, whether it is 5 years. She is very attached to me. You love me, but don't get attached. Okay? Yeah, nice that you are lighting lamps and flowers for my sake. Thank you. Many people, because we only know today and we know this life. So when we lose a person, we feel natural. It is very natural for anybody to be like that. Yes, it is very natural. When our close, near and dear, they pass away, it affects. Of course, how long? That's a question. So at some point of time we reconcile, we come out of it. And we start living a normal life. Yearly ceremonies. How many times in yearly ceremonies when we think of that soul, do we really think of that soul? No. It becomes very mechanical subsequently after a few years, barring a few people who may be directly connected with the soul and they may be feeling a little bit here and there about it. Not just this bus accident, everywhere I observe fire. What are the aksharas that come out of it? Because we are more bothered about the good aksharas, like you are saying the environment is polluted. For us, bad aksharas pollute the cosmic environment, on account of which many things happen. Of course, you cannot have a control over the cosmos, but there are certain things available in Prayoga Shastra which we use it. Because we believe very strongly in forefathers and we very strongly believe that we go back to our forefathers. That is the original address from which you have come, and so you should go back to your address. That's where we are concerned as a Prayogi. Everybody takes for granted once we are off, then we automatically go to the land of Pitrus. Absolutely wrong. Even when you do all the Pitrukaryams, how it has been done, not only by you, by people around you, how your priest did it. Was that day all right? He was all right. His mind was okay when he was performing the act. Was the mind really okay or not? All those things do matter. And mechanically we do it, we complete it, okay, ho gaya, bol ke. But we don't know. The soul may be suffering, it may not have reached Pitru Loka. So wherever I go, I observe. Even in fact, I was seeing some of the YouTube videos of the fights that are going on in Europe and fights in the Middle East. Our job is to watch fire, watch for the soul, watch for the akshara. Because if negativity is more happens, it is going to create more problem, not just for you, for the entire world. That's what is happening actually. Okay. On one side we have scholars, very great people who are able to talk on many things that have happened in this Bharata Desham, who are able to give us a lot of good things. They teach you slokas, stotras, they give you upanyasas about Ramayana, Mahabharata, they highlight various things to see that we are all more reformed and we are able to look at life with a better enthusiasm. And we are also following what little has been said here and there to see that we take care of ourselves, our family, our environment, friends, relatives, cosmos, the entire world, Jagat, everything. But how much of those discourses have really sunk inside you? When somebody says about Narayan, how much of faith has gone into the system? How much you believe in it, how much you retain it? How many of you are able to retain it 24 hours so that we can implement it here and there? Are we able to do all those things? No. Everybody claims we have not done anything in our life, we have done good things, why this is happening to me? We give self-certification for ourselves. We certify that we are very good people. Okay. We never introspect. Sometimes when we talk to neighbors, sometimes we talk to strangers, sometimes we talk to our own relatives, it is very rough and tough. We use all unparliamentary words and language spoken. We do not use the heart at that point of time. When you deal with any human, it's more the heart. Incidentally, you may be working in an office, or you may be a businessman, or you may be into politics, or you may be into religion. It's all, yes, incidental, but your heart is the focus. The heart is the main point. Heart alone, heart alone. And where heart shines, then there is a human. You can see the human. As a human, you must be with the heart. Of course, I don't say you should not use the mind, but mind must be under the control of the heart. So we were put into all this, and so I watch all fires. I see the aksharas, I see the souls that were killed, probably people were killed in the battle, whether they reached the forefathers, whether they are going back to the ancestry, or are they going to hang here and there, and we may have to push them back into their land of forefathers so that they are reborn. Everybody doesn't get a chance to merge with Lord Bhagwan Janardana, Bhagwan Narayana. Everybody goes through the process of getting rinsed, getting purified. What all we spoke, how all we acted has to be replied at some point of time in one's life or in the next life. So Neeraja, that's what we keep doing. Then Vedavyas Chintalapati says, can you please elaborate us what must be our attitude towards neighbors, colleagues and friends in day-to-day interaction so that we don't accumulate more prarabdhas or runams? This is a very tough question. Basically, use the heart everywhere. I think you may have an answer for that. Don't come back and tell me that life has not been fair to me. Life will be always unfair to you, because it depends on your prarabdha of the past. Very rarely we come with a clean slate. In fact, with a clean slate, if we are, we need not come here. our Jiva Pitru will push us into the domain of Bhagwan. But we are not. That's why we are here. So there is always a Sanchita karma which you are carrying. And that Sanchita karma, yes, makes you to behave in a different way, but in fact, if the heart is above the mind, it can definitely rule over the mind. And you have to look at everybody with the heart. Colleagues, yes, of course, in office you use the mind. But the mind must more be reformative. Anything you say to your colleagues or to your bosses or to your juniors should lead to a reformation. So the action should not lead to anything punitive. It has to be reformative. Then if it is reformative, definitely there will be something good. Love and care is emotionally not getting attached is a practice, but love and care must be there. Then next we have Shravanti M. Konduri. Sairam Guruji, thank you for explaining the incident. There are many such deaths that happen, accidents, war, crimes that we hear or witness. We can never understand everything, but the way you explained gives us a way to look at it differently and accept without questioning. As you mentioned, I guess we have to be selfless and pray. Do our part in alleviating the effect or pain. Are there any other ways to help this situation? Yes. Any other ways is prayers, japam. Number of japams have been given to you, and I give all those japams across the Facebook also. Nowadays, face to face, that is why it is called Facebook. Today somebody was asking me, I want to join, and he had put a question mark as to how I normally ask people who are joining in the Facebook, what is the big interest that makes you to join this? When I saw that gentleman, he was already a member of 65 groups. Okay. Probably he has enough time to deal with so many groups. On a day-to-day basis, when I ask the question, why do you want to join the group? Don't give the reason spiritual. Is there any other reason when I asked? He had just put question mark. So I wanted to see the profile of the person. The person had put a Tendulkar photograph. I know very well Tendulkar is not going to be coming here for our Facebook. He has got much better job to do and he will be doing that. So that being the case, even the name, the word is Facebook. It is not your face. What face you show, at least to the master, if you can come on the messenger and say that I am so and so, please kindly enroll me. Of course, you can show a picture of yourself so the master will know how handsome you look. There is nothing wrong. But people don't do. This is all basic courtesy, basic manners. You may not show your face to a stranger, but showing your face to your master is very important. Yes, I should know who is there with me. So what Shravanti said is right. Yes, what else you can do? You can do a lot of prayers. You can do japam. You can do meditation. Of course, meditation is a very dicey word. Everybody says they meditate. I don't know what they meditate. You can do and pray for the general welfare. Have a very open heart. That will always help you in many ways and help the people around you also. Next, I come down to see Akshay Vaddadi has written, Hari Om Guruji, very unfortunate bus incident. May Janardana give the courage and strength to the families of the departed soul. I totally agree with you, Akshay. Certainly, yes, they need a lot of conviction and courage. Padma, thank you Guruji. Padma Duri made my day. Always your presence is part of my strength. Yes, Padma, take care to see that the strength doesn't become a weakness for you. Parvati Susarla, Hari Om, Namaskaram Guruji, practicing silence as much as possible or listening or chanting during Pradosha Kalam to avoid fatal consequences for things we say or do is something I need to start doing. Please do it. Again, anything and everything is possible with your grace. I think of implementing many things after listening to your videos, but how far I remember to do so at the exact time is purely your grace. It's awareness. Can you retain the things that have been told by the Master so that it sinks into you and you implement it at the right point of time? Yamini Gayatri says, humble pranams, even though we accept our karma with courage, when people comment on a person in deathbed, saying because of his bad karma he is suffering so much it hurts. I agree with you, Yamini. Somehow around us we have some Rakshasas and Rakshasis. They talk very unparliamentary. They only enjoy the fruits of the system. They are not prepared to shoulder any responsibilities. They behave very irresponsibly. In fact, the kin and kith should not be there. Such people need not be there during that time so that we don't get to hear such things. And people who blame like that are also people who will be going through karma. We don't know if it is good karma or bad karma for them. Even they should not suffer. Please remember, even though this person who commented before you, when somebody was on deathbed or commenting before you, whatever it is, they also should not suffer. I will tell you, whenever I drive and go on the highway, I used to see something behind the lorry. One normal saying is, Buri nazar wala tere muh kala. That means a person who has a bad sight, insight, it's very bad. Let his face become black. They say like that. But one day, to my surprise, I saw a lorry where it was written, Buri nazar wala, tu bhi jeete raho. How beautiful. Because of this nazar, many people are not having success in business or personal life. They feel that the nazar is something like Wali's, where it has already taken your strength and you are not able to perform. So this sight is just a mere sight and not an insight. This sight carries some evil with it. So that evil, let it be blackened. That is what it means. But here he says, Buri nazar wala tu bhi jeete raho. Even though you have a bad sight against me, even though you are very jealous with me, even though you look at my achievements with jealousy, please remember, I want you to live a very happy life. I want you to succeed in all aspects of life. See this gentleman who wrote this saying behind his lorry. I appreciate this gentleman. I do not know who it is. You see how broad-minded he is. He is a man of the heart, even though he is in business. He says this. Can we wish good for even our opponent? Is the very concept of life. Can you wish goodness for your opponent? You may wage a war. You may wage a war with the opponent. The war is against his thoughts. War is against his thoughts, not against him, not to harm him physically. But ultimately that also happens. Because unless he is eliminated, it is not going to be good for the world or good for the cosmos. So a time comes that elimination happens automatically. Okay. So this is a good one, Yamini. Yes, I appreciate you. She or he must also be well off. They must be happy in life. So you must not curse them for what they did. Maybe you were affected, but that doesn't mean that you have the right to curse anybody in this world. Then we go down. Let me see, anybody else has given any comments for me to comment? Yes, I go down. I'm searching. Sorry, I'm delaying you. Yes, my friend Dr. Peter D. Reader says, Pranams Guruji, some days maybe we can add skipping to that stride. No doubt Bhagavan will keep up and both enjoy. I thank you and your support and prayers. Very nice comment, Peter. I can understand. God bless you. You must be more healthy, and I should get more number of times to see you. The next Meenal Nemani. It's a nice girl. I know her for 2-3 decades. Pranam Guruji, Hari Om Guruji. Guruji, your daily touch with us is slowly helping us with self-analysis and slow churning on keeping positivity and faith in life. Going with the stride as back of the mind, our Guruji is always there. So there is a meaning of everything in life, keeping us in line with our non-doership mode, as it is very easy to slip away from this mode and take pride in things happening around us. Guruji, we are so blessed to have you as our Chhatra Chaya. Namaskaram to our Poojaya Guruji. Yes, not at the back of mind. I am in the heart. I am in the heart. I am not in the mind. I am not a person of the mind. Of course, I mind my own business. If the heart is there before the mind, above the mind, then it is a golden mine. If the mind is there above the heart, it is an explosive mind. So, I am more in the heart. If you are able to do all this, it means I am in the heart. Probably you worded it that way. You know that very well. Okay. The kind of hospitality, the way you used to treat me when I used to come home in Allentown, Makunji, when I used to visit you. Whenever I came, you and Srinivas and your kids, all of them, gracefully used to spend time with me. Yes, you are able to implement it. It's very good. Yes, you have to, because unless the master sinks inside you, it is always, you will get attached to the master. You won't be able to love him. When you love him, you will implement what all he says. And you will be totally a very different person than what you are. That's what Meenal has been doing. Excellent, Meenal. Next, Venkata S. Rao Subbarao. Humble pranams, Gurudeva. Collective fate has affected 50%, and the remaining are fortunate to survive. You might have observed the aksharas of both the deceased and survived. Yes. Not only that, the aksharas in the environment. Why that accident happened at that place on that particular day? What has that bikewala to do? Why he did roam about at 2:30 drinking on the road? Why did he come? There was also a video prior to that when he had gone to a petrol bunk to fill the petrol and come out, and he was losing balance. That clearly indicated that he was not all right to drive the vehicle that day. When you drink, you are not supposed to drive. For us, it looks like, yes, the person, because of him, 19 people, 20 people died. That is where fate comes. Okay. There is some connection between the people who died and the people who did not die. That's why they went in the same bus. They had to accompany. Probably people, see, when we go to the death, we see the funeral pyre. Like that, some people had to witness it. See the prarabdha. See the fate. Fate means you say cruel. But one side fate made you to see all that. Fate made you to get frightened. People who died might have died in no seconds. They might have gone. But how are the people who have witnessed it? It is going to haunt them throughout their life. This scene is going to repeatedly come in their life. How about them? How about the people who visited there? The police people went, the government officials went, the public went. They saw all that. There would have been many people going across the road after the incident happened. Many hours later, they will be seeing all their mind and heart will be affected. We are not criminals. We are not downright criminals. Or we are not people without the heart. For all those people, they would have seen, they would have shed tears. Not just the relative, not just the normal people, not just the people who know them or something like that. Even the normal people who would have gone on the road, who would have seen those videos on YouTube. Nowadays, everything is there on YouTube. Everything, even real time is there. What about them? What about them? So many people. So many people. Doctors would have done postmortem of the bodies. How they would have felt at that point of time. It's not a normal accident. So much of disturbance, so much of disruption happens in the entire that scene itself created across the world. Even people in America would have seen it. They would have felt, "Arey, what is this? Is it not?" So many people it has hurt. We learned so many lessons out of it. That is fate. Somebody dies and somebody has to witness horribly the true death of the like this. I was watching for all the Aksharas who all went there, who went. It is total research for the Prayogi. We keep on seeing. What is it we can do? What is it we can do? How to help the soul to reach the forefathers? It should be reborn. When it is reborn, it should not carry this kind of a prarabdha. How to take that karma? The Prayogi takes your karma. That's what we do. So that you can live a better life. There will be similar aksharas across the world, millions of aksharas. You do for one person, it goes to millions. It's not so easy to do even for one person. You have to follow it with so many things. We do so much of Agni worship here, there, keep Brahmins, that, this. Do so much of Narayana Seva, do all that. What for? What for we are building? Already we have brought in the Prayoga Bhumi of Nrsimhavadi, we have Janardana Swami. Now Prayoga Nrsimha will be there once it is over. Yes, of course. In 26, we will be having some prokshanam. Aho bilam. Aho viryam, aho sauryam. Aho bahu parakramaha. Narasimham param devam, aho pilam, aho balam. That wonderful cave of Nrsimha gives so much of strength. The strength is used for good purpose. Strength is used for good purpose. As Prayogi, we use our strength. What for? Dakshachara Prayogis. What they do? Their main aim is to see that all your karma and prarabdha are dissipated. That's what happens. Okay, let me see. So, yes, I did observe. And next we have Rupa Yabuluri. Okay, before I continue, let me stop this video and I will continue the comments for Rupa because it is too big. You may like to see it a little bit, no? You can't see it at length. Okay, fine. Okay.